Hey guys, welcome back to Roblox Crowd. Today we'll talk about what's in the new Arsenal update. Let's head into it. New crosshair color. You can do this in the settings area of Arsenal under display. Pick a color that doesn't show up often on any of the maps. For instance, use a bright pink crosshair because this shows up well on all backgrounds. A new color that just dropped in the update is a shimmery purple. It's also very cool. In other games, I've seen people opt for a bright green that stands out pretty well. The whole point of this is just making sure it never blends into the background so you can see it clearly at all times. This just helps you know where you're firing at when you are shooting. Assists count as much as solo eliminations. In the new update, assists now count as much as solo eliminations. So one of the most important aspects to winning in Arsenal is understanding that most assisted eliminations count just as much as a solo one does. So if you do 5 damage to a player and your teammate finishes them off, then you will still change your weapon. That's important because that means we need to hit people with just the slightest bit of damage to get credit. We're looking to cycle through guns as fast as possible. So if you're with a teammate or two, just make sure you get a bit of damage on the enemy and it should count towards your level. Use cover. Cover is anything that gets in the way of your enemy's gunfire getting at you. In the new update, more covers were added to make games more enticing and harder. So that could be a box, car, wall, or anything else that you can keep in front of you that will block bullets. Use this when you are reloading or if you have a weapon that fires slowly. Only show yourself when you are ready to fire at them, because anytime you are out in the open and can't shoot, you are just a defenseless target. Use high ground. The high ground bug has been fixed, and it is now incredibly important in shooting games. This is because when you fire down at an opponent, they can only target part of you, whereas you can target all of them. You are partially blocked by the surface you are on, so it makes it harder for them to shoot you. If it's quickly and safely available, you should always try to get higher than your opponent. I say safely, because if you are on a ladder, then you are an easy target if an enemy is around. Another reason to use high ground is because it's the best for sneaking up on an enemy. You can use this to more easily get a melee or golden melee elimination. Try to jump behind your foe and sneak up on them with your melee weapon. Grab health after an elimination. You can now grab health mid-game. A big key to surviving after a fight is to pick up the green bottle that drops from the enemy you took out. This will heal you some and get you back into fighting shape. I have noticed the health doesn't always pick up when I walk over it, so you have to really make sure to kind of pause on it to make sure it picks up. Run with your melee weapons out. There were new melee weapons added to the game. A lot of weapons make you run quite a bit slower than normal, so to alleviate this, you should run with your melee weapon out if there are no nearby enemies. This is a bit dangerous, but if you're going for wins, you need to get eliminations as fast as possible, so you can't be walking around slow with a large weapon out. I try to take out my weapon only when I think someone is going to be coming around a corner or if I'm going to be peeking around a corner. Know the spawn locations. This is a tricky one because the spawn locations changed in the new updates. The true key to victory in Arsenal is knowing the spawn locations of each map. You will pick these up in time, but you need to understand there's only a certain amount of spots people will spawn. Enemy players will generally only spawn away from you and your teammates. So if your team just wiped out a group of enemies, you can guarantee that they spawned on the other side of the map. That means you need to take out your melee weapon and run as fast as you can to that side. If you know where a common spawn location is at, you can run to that area and very likely run into some people to eliminate. Watch teammate names. Another way to know if there's an enemy nearby is to watch your teammates' names. You can see these through walls. If one disappears, you know that they were eliminated by an enemy, so you can expect someone in that location. This allows you to easily find people to slay. You can also use this to find out where the enemies aren't located. If you see a group of your teammates' names in an area, that likely means that there are no enemies there at the moment because they will spawn in the opposite area of the map. That brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure that you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.